All right, guys. Good morning. I got the question the other day. What is the hardest part of the classes in nursing school not pertaining to the prereqs? So I'll try to do my very best to answer this question. And to be quite honest, it was a little bit more confusing than I thought it would be to answer this question because my nursing school was technically one class. If you look at it in sort of a semester style breakdown, it was just simply nursing school. I don't know if that really makes sense. Maybe other nurses can elaborate. I did all my prereqs. Well, I actually didn't. I did it the wrong way. I did my prereqs and I also did my co-reqs while I was in school. So my anatomy and physiologies, chemistries, maths, Englishes, all of those were all prereqs. None of that was actually part of nursing school itself, at least in my case. You had to take all of those before you could get into nursing school, or you had to take I did like high school chemistry my first semester of nursing school, and I think I did Psych 150 my first semester of nursing school, which I, to be completely honest, should have done them the summer beforehand, but I did not. And then nursing school itself was just one single class. It was, technically one class. It was like, I want to say it was like Nurse 101, 102, 103, something like that, but it was technically one single class. Like it didn't change. I don't know if that makes sense or not. However, I will say what we did have was we broke down probably once a week or so we changed subjects. So like your first week was cardiac and your second week was nephrology and then neurology and then addiction, mental health, things like that. So it was just one class. The hardest part of it, of that one single class, is the pace of it. There is so much in nursing school that you actually need to learn that you really have to keep up. The hardest thing about that class is the pace of it. The math part of it, the dosage calculations that I remember, we spent like one single part of one day on, and that was it. And if you did not get it, then you did not get it. And they really just kind of moved on further and gave you a test like at the end of that week. So if you're not very good at math, you really need to go on your own and do your own math. It was not very easy to do that. And the pace that they moved you along, they really didn't stop and wait on you. Another part of nursing class that is really, really hard is the tests themselves. This entire time you're moving at an incredible rate. I say 1 week, but we might have spent 2 weeks per subject. It really was not very long at all that we actually spent per subject. And then at the end of each subject, you had a test. And these tests, if you've never done a nursing school test, then you don't understand. They're not knowledge-based tests. I think they're what they call evidence-based. So you may have a multiple choice question and all 4 answers are right, but which one is the most right? That is really what got us in nursing school, was the sheer pace of it, and then knowing everything you've got to learn, and then going straight into taking these tests that the answers may or may not be all correct, or none of them correct, and then which one is the most right, or which one of them is the most wrong. It's very hard to keep up with that pace, and it's very hard to do these tests, and there's really no way to prepare yourself for them. You just kind of have to learn how to do it. So there's no best answer for how to get yourself ready for the nursing class part of it. And maybe somebody can comment down below how they did in their class, and maybe it'll renew my memory of how we did it. I heard someone say the other day that, and I'm not a mother, so I'm only speaking from what they said because I'm not a mother. They said that nursing school is like childbirth. You forget exactly how hard it was when it's all over with. Again, I'm not a mother. I do remember nursing school being very hard. The classwork of it was extremely hard. I just don't exactly remember what it was that was so hard. The pace of it was just incredible. They crammed so much into just however long your program is, 1 year, 3 years, 4 years, however long it is. They crammed just an incredible amount of knowledge. And not only that, you have to stay with clinicals. You have to know your meds. You have to know your math. You have to know your terminology on these medications. And you kind of have to learn how to study all of these things all in one go round. And there's really no way to tell one single person every way that works, because everyone learns differently. Just keeping up with the pace of it all is incredible. And then that's not even mentioning clinicals, because you still have to go to clinicals, throughout this entire process to know that you can put down from paper to actually doing it. Just sticking with that pace. Once you learn the math, and maybe this is just me, the math came to me so quick and easy. The math was like I knew how to do it like immediately, and then I'd never really worried about it again. And I understand that that's not the same process for everybody. I think that's why I just can't teach it, because it was like I could see, the answers immediately. But the things that I definitely had a hard time with, that I could not see the answers to, was remembering the terminology and remembering different terminologies that quickly. I would definitely set up note cards with the words broken down, like inside, endocarditis, inside the heart. I had to physically write down these words, or, these sort of phrases, that how I could remember it, because I could not remember the terminology. And then again, these answers may or may not even be correct that you're, circling, or whatever you call it, punching in on the Tectron or whatever it is, that little card thing. It just keeping up and keeping yourself in the know is just so incredibly hard. When it comes to prereqs, anatomy and physiology was the hardest one for me. But again, that was not technically a nursing class. My nursing class was just one single class, broken down into several different parts. And it was all so very hard. I just remember it being so hard. And just keeping up with that pace and keeping yourself knowledgeable of what's even happening around you in school is just so hard. You can tell everybody all day how hard it is, but no one's really going to believe you until they experience it themselves. Until they're actually there and they're like, wow, this is not easy. I heard it was going to be hard, but I didn't know it was going to be like this. I thought I was going to be able to breeze through it. I've never met anybody. I've never met a single nurse ever tell me, oh, I just breezed through nursing school. I didn't even open the book. I've met people. My sister did that through school. She was able to not even open a book and have straight A's. She did not go to nursing school, but I feel like if she did go to nursing school, she would have really struggled, just like the rest of us. None of us in my class could do that. And no other nurse that I've ever worked with could just all of a sudden be that good at nursing school. So, best advice I can give you. If you like this video, check that one out over there. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe over there. Hope it helps. Thank you much.